Hi there, welcome to FMCG by Alex. My name is Alex, and today I would like to talk to you about activating an outlet. I know I've been speaking about this before in previous videos, but I would really like to zoom in and tell you the nitty gritty of this element. So, why is it important? First of all, you need to make yourself known to the customer base. So, every supermarket has, and mini market as well, has a specific customer base. Can range from hundreds to thousands to maybe tens of thousands of people that go there every month, depending a little bit on the outlet and the location. You can't capture all of these people, but you want to reach as many as possible in these activations by just putting it on the shelf in the back of the store. Like, who will by chance find it? Who will look for it? If they don't know it's there, they can't look for it. So you have the best product in the world, but nobody knows about it. That's clear. Then you will not have many people looking for it because they don't know whether it's there. Then it's very important to kickstart the initial sale. So when you put it in the store and it's actually trickling, like it's not really selling much because nobody knows it's there, that is not really exciting for the store, that the store manager or the store owner that is the team of the store that is handling the product. So you have to show numbers from day one. And normally a new product introduction is also a time when people are curious if they you have to repeat it, or it's a well-known brand or a brand that has been out there for a while. Of course, momentum is gone. So there is a very good way to say, okay, I've got something new, I really want to make it known to the world. It's the scoop, basically, that people say, hey, it's the first time I see something there. That's it. If you look at the Holland, they have basically franchise stores that try a few things. So franchise stores are free to choose products that maybe are local or from suppliers that they found that add something to their store. Which you say, okay, there's a lot of teenagers who would like to have energy drinks. Okay, let me get some exotic energy drinks from various sources. Now, there's the same thing in Indonesia. You have a lot of small suppliers that basically have products that maybe are not mainstream. Then there are stores like, say, for example, there's a very good supermarket chain in Jakarta called Kemchix, basically. That's a very premium store. These people are very forward thinking. They try things out all the time. So they're very premium in their positioning, and they give a chance to very small brands to, sell in their stores. But they want to make sure, like, the first time you see it, it's in that supermarket. So you have to see it in Chemchicks, and they want to have a limited time exclusive distribution if you engage with them, basically. So it's a good way to introduce it and say, okay, these guys are really going to push it. These guys are really going to also make an effort for you. And that's the way, I say, to activate it. You need to make sure that they are also still behind it after the first week or the first 2 weeks of the activation. So activation really needs to get the ball rolling, so to speak. So when to do activation? So when you have a new listing or new product launch, that's a very good time to do activations. It's also very good to do it periodically. So if you say, "Oh, I want to refresh the brand," or initially you are trying to introduce it to everybody in the supermarket, but maybe after half a year there might be new people coming to the area who are shopping in the supermarket. So the customer base has changed a little bit. So people move away, people move in. Might be worthwhile to just refresh their memory and repeat the entire process of activation once in a while. So periodically, that's good. Also for new product launches, okay, this is again top of mind for a while. If your sales are in a slump, so basically low sales, you have products that maybe you say, oh, I'm almost ready to kick it out. So because I don't want to have it on the shelf anymore, because I can better put something else on the shelf that is selling. You have to imagine supermarkets have a chronic lack of space. So they can make space if they want to for anything that is selling, but that is also the key. Anything that they are sure will move. If just puts things on the shelf and it stays there, it's dead capital. So they are investing in stock that they are buying from you that is not moving. Consignment, it's still your dime, but still they could have put something on the shelf there that did sell. So in the end, it's in both cases, yeah, even though the risk might be a bit less, it's not like they are waiting for new suppliers to come up with things that they want to try in the store. There are some retailers that are more adventurous in that sense, but so if you are basically having a product, existing product on the shelf, and sales are not so good, the thing is you need to do promotions, you need to do activations. Then last one is periodically for relationship purposes. So if you just have the product on the shelf and you never do anything, sales are okay, not great, not bad. You know, that's something that relationship wise, you want to maybe stay a bit closer to the supermarket and also have be top of mind with the owner or the manager, basically. So that's something that I've experienced in my time at Ultra Milk, which is a large Indonesian milk company. I think I've spoken about this before, but we used to have a lot of activations in store, and at some point we figured that due to budget constraints and also lack of stock, to be honest, like we had a lot of out of stock. So yeah, promotions in store were not really, how you say this, not really benefiting us because we were already struggling to even just sell at the normal price rather than doing promotions or activations. So we didn't do anything for a long time, so like 1 or 2 years of that situation, persisting. Um, and at some point, yeah, we got complaints from the store. Hey, you guys, you don't do anything. So yeah, we don't have to do anything because product is selling without it. So you're screaming for more. That's something that you need to keep in mind, that not everybody has that luxury. Like Ultra Milk is basically the equivalent of liquid milk in Indonesia, so they are a very strong brand, legacy brand in Indonesia. So we could afford to not do anything for a while. But if you have, maybe a new brand or a brand that is not as strong in terms of brand equity, you really need to do this and keep the relationship with your retailers. So if your retailers are loyal to you, whenever you have something new, hey, this guy has done something for me, this brand has done something for me, I've gotten something out of them other than just they sell to me and I sell it onto my customers. That's very important to keep in mind for the relationship. So how to do these activations effectively? So activations, basically you can divide into two categories, with basic promotions as a passive variant. So actually promotion is an activation as well, because you activate the customers with a promotion. But the more regular understanding of activations is a booth plus in-store activity. So you have something that's going on. So that doesn't have to be just a booth with someone sampling, but it can be a cooking demo. That can be anything that spurs the customer to activity. You have brands for kids, for example, that do maybe even coloring contests in the store, or something creative, or maybe even an artist that is there. And there are cosmetics brands that say, hey, I have for example one of my models that I use in my commercials that is visiting the store, and you can take a picture with him or her, and all things in between, basically. There are also multi-level activations where you have something that connects online to offline. So online, for example, could be influencers that you use online for your online campaigns, but they also visit the store and then make a video of it for their online presence. Yeah, so it's a lot of different things that could make it interactive with users and all these things. So there are a lot of options there. So effective ones, if we say like online to offline and offline to online, that is actually quite an interesting, interesting new development. So people are still experimenting a little bit with what works best. But this thing with the influencers going to the stores, yeah, that has been quite successful, because you're looking at influencers normally. Okay, hey, I use this product. Here you go. This is my discount code, and you can order it there. Now, yeah, that's basically one of the more limited bottom of funnel type of approaches, where you really immediately have a call to action from the influencer, uh, saying, buy it online, which also drives traffic to the online store of the brand. So the retailer doesn't have any benefit from it, while retailers are actually partners that then are neglected. Yeah, so the problem is then that you are perceived as, okay, you are looking at driving traffic to your own store rather than to me. This can also be for online resellers. So actually, I'm not saying activations only are offline. When you're online to a reseller or one of the online platforms, you also need to activate it. So in the sense of the idea is actually that you create trial, you induce trial, and then you create loyal users from that because people say, hey, this is nice, I want to repeat. So this is one of the things that you're trying to reduce the risk of purchase, the perceived risk of purchase, by doing an activation, doing a promotion. So online, of course, like I said, the activities are maybe more towards the passive variants or the promotions, but it doesn't have to be. It can also be an interactive model. So there are a lot of brilliant marketing and trade marketing people out there who think of new things all the time. And just have a look at what's out there, and better copy a good idea than think of a bad one yourself. That's basically the thing I want to say to you. Make sure when you do an activation to provide the real value. So that can be something that, if you're doing something, a promotion with a premium, so you're introducing something, that needs to really be, go a little bit crazy with the introductions. That's what I would like to add to this. So when you are doing activations, you need to give them share information that people didn't know. You need to, really provide something like a premium that people really want to have, not rubbish, basically. That's what I'm trying to say here. So going a little bit crazy with introductions is also that part. So don't really look at cost ratio right away. That is, I think I'm a bit unique in that, maybe because it seems like very few of my bosses and colleagues have agreed with me on that one. But when you want to make a splash, you want to make sure that you don't save on the fireworks, so to speak. You want to really make the fireworks as nice as possible, within limits, of course, because spending a fortune on activating a small outlet might not be the right idea. But I mean, instead of keeping to like 5% of cost ratio, okay, make it 10%, go wild, or make it 15, whatever. It's a one-time investment you're making into that outlet. That's what I'm trying to say here with go crazy, a little bit crazy. Not go crazy, but go a little bit crazy. Then ensure that the locations are high traffic and that they are containing the right target audience. Now, this sounds more specific than it really is, but there's a plus minus to it. So you have these retail chains that say, oh, my top outlets are these five. I have 50 stores, but I have only five that are really like very, very, very good. The downside is that everybody wants to activate there. So you might not be the only brand that activates there. So ensure that you are the only one at that particular time who activates there, if possible. If something completely different is activating there at the same time, a different category, then it might not be the end of the world. But ideally, you want to have, a little bit of exclusivity on that day or that weekend, basically, that you are doing it. Normally, traffic is also in the weekend is higher. Most people do their shopping in the weekends. So again, there's a plus minus when you say, okay, I'm going for the weekends on those five outlets that are really very high traffic. Yeah, then you might have everybody is being targeted there, and there might be other stores that also have potential. That's maybe the core thing to keep in mind: potential. Other stores that really have potential that are neglected, so that you might have a very good opportunity to capture other consumers who go to those stores, because there are different consumers going to those stores. It's not like everybody goes to the same store. Like I mentioned, everybody has their own set of supermarkets or outlets that they are visiting. So depending on where you live. So that's the thing. And ensure that you are the only one at that time. That also really applies to everything you do, because if your competitor is activating at the same time, of course, it takes a lot of the wind out of your sails and steals your thunder, so to speak. So this is one of the things that occasionally happens because of coordination at headquarter level, or if they do at store level, they are agreeing on that sort of thing. And the downside also of too many activations in one store is that the ratio of people trying to explain something to customers becomes yeah, unhealthy, because you just want to get your shopping done. You don't actually want to talk to people. And if one might be tolerable, but if you get chased by seven different SPGs, sales promoters, that are trying to explain to you something, or want you to sample something, yeah, sampling might not be the end of the world, but it can be annoying, So, and then automatically the positive thing that you had with your brand can actually turn into a negative. So that is what I'm trying to warn you for. So I hope that is clear. Short video today, so I still hope you liked what you saw. If you do, please like and subscribe. If not, then don't. I hope to see you in the next video in any case. Thank you. Bye-bye.